Good evening. Dan Rather reporting from New York. Before we get to tonight's program, a few words on the passing of a giant. Last week, America lost one of its most trusted voices, the most trusted, according to one famous poll, and American journalism lost one of its true giants. In remembering Walter Cronkite these last few days, most have focused, understandably, on his defining career as a news anchor. Walter indeed set the standard in that role, one that saw him become part of daily life in many millions of American households, and part of the nation's collective memory of a turbulent era of civil rights marches and space shots, assassinations, and war. But what has gone less examined is just why Walter Cronkite was so good at what he did. Sure, we've heard about his avuncular presence, his measured baritone, his gravitas, and Walter had all these things. None of these signature traits would have mattered, though, if he hadn't already, long before he sat in the anchor chair, distinguished himself as a top-notch reporter, and notably as a war correspondent reporting from the European theater in the Second World War. Two things about this. One, there is no substitute for real experience, and people can instinctively tell who's got it and who doesn't. Walter had it. He had it in abundance, and it showed in his work. Second, you don't fly on bombing missions over Hitler's Germany and report on the Battle of the Bulge without developing a certain amount of, if not fearlessness, then certainly courage. Walter had the courage to report the news every evening without fear or favoritism, and to back his correspondents in doing the same. It's a large part of how Walter Cronkite earned the nation's trust, and in this reporter's opinion, merits consideration as an important part of a great newsman's legacy that ought to be remembered as we remember the man himself.